Do you feel like your spouse should be responsible for your happiness?
I don't think any individual
Mm-hmm.
is responsible for another individual's happiness.
Okay.
For, you can do whatever you want to do. If I'm not a happy person, or I'm not there um where I think I can be happy, or I've not dealt with myself and as it concerns happiness, there's nothing you can do. I might just be happy for a moment, maybe smile, but that does not mean happiness. Happiness comes with some personal fulfillment. That's what I'm going to say. So nobody is responsible for any other
I
person's
think I,
happiness.
I agree with you basically. Like, happiness is the state of mind. Even before you get married, before you start dating somebody, you have to be at a place that you are at peace with yourself. You know yourself. You can exhibit happiness, because to be sincere, being in a marriage doesn't automatically make you happy
Mhm.
or solve all your problems in life.
I mean, some things might bring happiness, and the concept of happiness in total is not absolute, right? You can be happy because of something happened,
Mhm.
and your next moment you are just like, ah. So I don't think couples' happiness depend on each other.
But still on the topic of like joint responsibility, also I'm directing this question to you. Do you think that your spouse should be responsible for your mental health?
That is a big, fantastic yes, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
When it comes to, let's say, before you got married, you might be responsible for your mental health, things
Okay.
that are happening around you. But the moment you get married, one thing that I've noticed is that your spouse plays a very important role in their partner's um, mental health. So my answer to that is, it is important that partners should know that their actions, whatever they do, contribute to the mental health of their partner. So yes.
Because I think this topic came about because I was telling them recently that, being married, going through some other stuff, it's kind of like a roller coaster of emotions. And and then I was kind of like, sometimes I want to communicate with you, but I'm like, do you really understand what's happening with me? And it just got us to a point at a point in our, communication, that was like, what would happen, if your spouse doesn't want you to know about, what they are going through, because they think you will trivialize it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because for someone who has been bottling up something for a while, and the only thing that is keeping you away from opening up, or from releasing yourself, is that you're not sure how your spouse is going to handle it. For example, I know there are some people that you just hear, you are not listening.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Or maybe they tell you something important, you just trivialize it and say, ah, is that what you are talking about? It doesn't matter. I think, we've talked about communication in the past, but it is important in the way that is passed across. For example, if you call me and you're trying to tell me something, and like we always just joke around, and I'm not taking it serious,
Mm-hmm.
maybe because I don't know how much is affecting you,
Or how
right?
much it means to you for
Or how much
somebody
it
to
means to you.
validate you. Yeah.
But do you remember times where I want to talk to you about something and you also want to trivialize it, and the first thing that comes to my mind, like, hey, this is not the time for
Yeah.
joke. I
Yeah.
really
I
mean
mean
this,
this.
right? And you come back and we talk about it, and it's done. I think that is another way. If you know your partner very well, I think that is another way to make sure that your message is being passed across. Because if you don't do that, and your partner doesn't know how much this is eating you up, a time will come when you can't take it anymore, and you'll be like, I'm done. So, if you really want to manage your mental health, you need to bring your partner to the table. And when you look at it on the partner's perspective as well, does the partner understand what that mental health means to you?
I understand what you're saying, and that's why what effective communication, why it is important. Like, am I communicating in a way that this person understands what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
get, or is
Yeah.
it just that I'm saying something and you're like, yes, yeah. But effective communication is so important in this, whatever we are saying right now. Know how to exactly tell your partner what you mean
And what you
and
need.
what you need so that they know how to help you better to be, in that state of mind that is, better than whatever you were feeling before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to round this up, I will say your spouse is important to your mental health, and how they help you navigate whatever challenges you're going through is very important in your mental health.